Hello! Today we would like to have an announcement for you guys. The question has been asked, when are we coming back to our church building? With this question in mind, the emergency committee and the church board met and we have drafted the following guidance. I would like to say that this document is a working document, a living document that will change and can change as more information emerges. We use the best information available for us, and we believe that this is the best course of action as we move forward in these uncharted waters that we are about to or continue to embark. The first and number one priority that we have is the safety and health of all of our members and guests as we come to the building. Thinking of that and thinking of you, we have drafted the following things. We have drafted two set of guidelines, those that we will use before we come to the building that will allow us to evaluate if it's safe to come back, and those set of guidelines as to how we will be acting or be doing worship once we're back in the building. So are you ready? Here are these guidelines. The first one is we want the state health of emergency, which expires on May 13, to expire. After that expires, we will extend that for us 2 more weeks. We want the curve to be flat, to be going down. That is the other thing that, one of the other ones that we have, is we want the national rate curve to be on the downward spiral and not on the upward. The other thing that we're also looking at before we come back to church is whole county's rate. Today, as I was in a meeting with the health system around here, they said that now whole county is considered one of the hotspots here in Georgia. After Atlanta, we're one of the biggest places that has this. The good news is that help is on the way. More funds are coming to help with testing. But before we get back into our building, we want the national and our county to be on the downward spiral. The other one that we want is we want the sanctuary to be open again and construction to be finished. Why, do you ask? We have that big gym right there. Yes, we have the gym, but we only have one main entrance, which is that little door to the fellowship hall. And we want to make sure that we have enough room for people to come in and to get out without touching, to allow for social distancing. So the few things that we need to do before we think of going back is the national state of emergency finishes, and then after that we move 2 weeks. So the sooner that would put us in the sanctuary, if everything were to start dying down right now, it would be May 30. The other one is the national rate coming down and whole county coming down as well. And the construction of the church would be finished, which is not yet, but pretty soon. Once we have decided that it's safer for us to come back into the church, we have the following guidelines. We will look into an abbreviated worship service, where no more than 40 people will be able to worship together. That means that we would have more than one worship service through the day. How are we going to do this? We are still working on the little details. It may be that we have signed up, we assign, but what we want to do is make sure that no more than 40 people are there. And then once we're inside, we will be separated by 6 feet. Families can sit together and will sit together. We're also asking people to wear masks when we're inside, and probably only the people that are in the platform will be without mask, and then we will move the chairs a little bit back so no spit or any of that stuff can be flying around. Some of the other things that we have is that the service will be condensed, and then we probably won't be having a children's story, or if we do have the children's story, we won't be asking the children to come to the front, for we do not want anyone to be infected. There will be no offering collection as we usually have done it. We continue to encourage you to do online giving. If you would like some help, please contact me or please contact Jennifer Blyden as she is our treasurer. If for those of you that do not know or don't want to for X or Y reason, we respect that. And so we will have some boxes in the back so that where you will be able to drop off those offerings. Sabbath school, you're asking? Well, Sabbath school, since everyone is coming together so closely, will continue to be through Zoom for the foreseeable future. And all other meetings, prayer meetings, church board, all committees will be done through Zoom as well. But we have a lot of people that don't live in Hull County. Well, if your county has finished and there's no national state of emergency or any of that stuff, we invite you to come. But if your county is still in a state of emergency, because that's what's going to be happening nowadays, some counties are going to be good and some counties are not going to be so good. If your county is still in the state of emergency, we're going to ask you to please stay home. But if not, just come on over and worship with us. We also will ask every single one of you, and me, that we wear masks while we're inside. Why is this? It's not so much that we think other people, or we're just trying to protect everybody from or spit from everything that happens. So we will be asking everyone to wear masks. We will try to provide some masks, but the supply is really low. So we ask that if you can make your own, to please do so as well. If you are at risk, we ask you to please also stay home. Or if you have any symptoms, even if it's just the simple flu or allergies, we ask you to please stay home because we do not want to create chaos or uncomfortableness at church. We want to ask everyone to keep the social distancing rules so that everyone can continue going. So that means no hugs, no handshakes, and staying apart. And like we said, no social touching. When you come in, there will be a greeter saying hi from 6 feet apart, and we will not be distributing bulletins. Everything will be going online for now. We will have sanitizers all over the building. We're looking right now to find some more so that everything can be safe. And between services, we will disinfect and try to make sure that the church is as clean as possible. This sounds like a lot of work, and it is. But we do this and we come up with these guidelines and this planning because we care about your safety. We care about your health, and we care for you. We are a family. Believe me, the first thing that we want to do is see you, hug you, shake hands, and come back together as a church. But for now, we follow and we respect the guidance of our government officials, and we follow what they have to say. Hey, I hope that I can see you guys soon. But if not, we'll continue seeing each other through here to this medium. And who knows, maybe one of these days you'll see me waving at you through your window at your house. Let's continue to worship God in whatever it is that we do.